Alive. That is not the title. So I can write a title in. I think that's changed. Let's have a look. Yeah. Right. I'm just going to sit a minute, have a couple of sips of this, see if anyone says hi, because it says there's 3 people there. But there may be just people listening in or whatever. I'm just having a brew break from doing some making up some jewellery for something. I've just received in the post, hi Elle, I've got your lovely keychain here. It was just a moving, I forgot to put it on my keyring, so it is on my keyring, and the lovely seahorses up there, so thank you very much. I've just received this through the door. I'm like, yay! It's a stamp. I got this made for my jewellery and things for a stall that I'm trying to put together. Hi Linda and Patricia. Now this chart I'm going to do might trigger some people, I don't know, but I'm not really bothered about that. It's just coming from my perspective of the things that I see. But yeah, I just got this stamp. Probably can't really see it properly on here. But it does say from my Instagram, hippie trinkets and things, because that's the name that's staying, and it has to stay now for what I'm going to be doing. But I'm just chuffed. It's this lovely, I don't know if it was reclaimed wood, and I've had this stamp made up, and I'll have to find out. It's called www.stampit.co.uk that I got it from, and you can get different sizes if anyone's looking for stamps for anything. But I just needed a stamp because sometimes I'm writing things all the time, and I probably will need to get a bigger one. There is a little sign thing that I'm making up here that I can't tip up because it'll all fall off with these wooden letters that I got the other day to make a little sign. But I'll talk about that another time of my crafty creativeness. But I have been, before I get into this chat about what the ward is going on, you may have realised what I'm about to talk about. Hi all in chat. So I have made 3 pairs of these. I think it's jade. I've called them fairy ring earrings. But these are supposed to be for a stall I'm doing first, so that's why I'm trying to get busy doing that than on my Instagram at the minute. But yeah, these big loops. They've got flowers on, but yeah. And these lovely little dainty shell flower turquoise. There's a turquoise bead on it. I don't know if you can see because they're quite tiny. See if I can get it in my hand. I need to get my other camera back on. Little danglies. So I've just got all these ideas flowing and going, and I'm starting to put my earrings on this little rack that my fella's mum gave me, because it's got hooks on this side and hooks on the other, because I do need a display thing. So I am going to use this and start putting all my little bits on there. There's still bracelets that I'm making up and so on, and I think I've got to make somebody up something on Instagram actually, which I've got to do this week, and a card reading. So yeah, I love turquoise. So also check me out. So sometimes when I'm in bed, or if I'm listening to things or whatever, I'm always like, oh, I'll do a bit of drawing, doodling or whatever. Yeah, I've got turquoise on, and I did come across this old picture. It's not dead old. Is that one of my doodle books? Oh, it was this one. But it was this one that I did. I don't know if you remember Wonder Woman, which cracks me up all the time. But this one saying bringing heaven on earth, you know, because we talk about this is the way we want the consciousness to be. This was an old picture. And then I just bought a ball of wool the other day, and then just started crocheting a beanie. I've never made a beanie before. I can only crochet little flowers, and I actually did it straight away, and I was like, I'm going to be doing some beanies. And my fella's like, oh my God, you're like an old woman sitting there knitting away. I'm not knitting, it's crocheting away. Anyway, I'll be able to knit you socks. I'll be able to knit you a vest. Hey up, D'Angelo. I'll be able to crochet you a Christmas jumper. I'm going to be one of them people who go, I've crocheted you a Christmas jumper and you have to wear it. Not really, but he was laughing at me because I was just being daft. And I was like, getting my crochet on last night. And I thought, it is really... Art to me anyway is a meditation, and this was just a really lovely thing to switch things off or listen to something and just crochet away, because you get out the monkey mind, don't you, because you're focusing on the thing that you're doing, and that's the only thing that you're focusing on. So that's why I love art and anything like that. Oh yeah, I'm like, oh, I'll be crocheting your underpants, I'll be crocheting you everything, all your clothes will just be crocheted by me. And he's like, no. And I'm like, I'll be crocheting you a hat though. I will be crocheting you a hat for winter. I'll be crocheting you a scarf. That'll probably be like lopsided or something. Like that picture's a bit lopsided this morning. Just noticed that. Really don't know what's going on there, so I'll have to sort that out. So, you know, hello from Kentucky. Hi, Brenda. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I was thinking of crocheting dishcloths like my departed mother-in-law. Yeah, it's such a lovely you know, if it's something you're getting into just to do something to take your mind off things, because it is relaxing. I find it quite relaxing. Or, you know, just for a bit of creativity, or you're making things for your grandkids or somebody, or you're doing it because you're selling it, or whatever it is really it's good to have hobbies. One of the biggest things that's kept me sane in this whole awakening and everything going on in the world is my creativity. It's kept me, because it's my meditation. I've got a whole bunch of, I've still got more coming. I've got a whole bunch of these that I've done that won't be going up on Insta yet because they're for a stall first. So I'm trying to concentrate on that first, getting a bit nervous. But I trust in my stuff. I do love my stuff. Oh, and Elle, who's in chat as well. I've just received some of my smaller bottles because I'm going to be doing kids' oils as well. So, and I've got a lovely basket to display them in that sits up like this, like round, but sits up. So that's going to be good. So there are just a few little things that have been going on. I love creating Dolly Daydream. You inspired me to get back into it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ellen. It is a good thing while we're all waiting for things to happen and stuff, which gets me to go on to the other chat that I just felt like I needed to come and speak about why I'm on a brew break. Some people might not like this, but I'm not really bothered about that, because this is the journey that I share of everything that I share on YouTube is what the ward is going on. I'm talking about Charlie Ward. Now, I don't know how this is going to come out. I've heard a lot of speculation about Charlie Ward, and some of you may have in chat. And some say, oh, I like him, some say I don't, some say shut, some say this. I've always said, well, like he always says, we will see who's who and what's what. That's why I've not been bothered. I don't watch him anymore, because if you didn't know, I went on his show. I don't know if it could have been last year. I don't know. I can't even remember when it was. It was ages ago. And there's loads of people who've been on his show, just like people like Mark Atwood and anything else. There's loads of people that have been on his show. You know, when you're collaborating with people. And there's good people on his show, and there may be people who's not, I don't know, but it doesn't mean, with what's going on at the minute that I've just seen today, Charlie Ward, people saying things about him may get it in people's heads that, oh, so everyone that's been on his show must be a shill or bad. No, I was on there. I'm not a shill or a bad person. But what I'm trying to get to the point of, hang on a minute, is... And again, that's me saying that. It's up to you to, the people out there to, you know, choose who they believe is good or bad or whatever you want to say. I just wanted to get this off my chest because, yeah, I haven't watched Charlie Ward for ages, and I know he's been doing a show with someone called Mel, somebody, like I've seen a few of them. But the thing is with Charlie Ward, he has always put dates out and stuff, and that's where people fall off. And that's the biggest thing that's going on at the minute with people who don't think that You Know Who's 17 is real. Because I've just been watching something, and even though it's a good show, talking about things, and apparently Charlie Ward's son, it was very interesting and does make you think, because my dad's always said, and most of us know this, that Charlie just nods to everything. He always puts dates out, and people said, but they were saying nothing happens, but we all know shitloads is happening behind the scenes if you're actually researching properly or you have researched properly. And we're just sort of waiting. It doesn't mean something's not happened. But I've always said, and I've done it in the past, if you're putting dates out and it doesn't seem like something's happened, then everyone thinks it's not true. Well, that's wrong as well. But, yeah, so... I'm not going to play it, but you can go right. What happened was this morning, I was sat in bed doing a bit of crocheting just before I sort of got up properly. And I'm just going to have to switch the chat off so I can't see. And this isn't me saying he is or he isn't, but me and my dad have always been like that in the background. Where do these people just come out of nowhere, have massive channels? I don't mean, because they've got massive channels. It's like, we were talking about this a few years ago. Like, I know there's different times you wake up and all that, but it's just a bit like, when I went on his show, I don't think he got a word in edgeways anyway, but what I'm trying to say is, right, there's a lady here that has a channel called In the Pursuit of Happiness. Now, I've watched her on and off. Some of the things I like what she says, some of the things I don't agree with, because remember, it's looking for our truth, and it doesn't mean that if I watch someone now and again, if I watch somebody, I can resonate with some of the stuff and not all the stuff, because it doesn't mean that we're all right in every... Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I was watching her this morning. Just let me... Some of you might know her. And she was going on about Jordan Saver versus the grifters, she calls them. And she was going on about the whole thing with Jordan Saver now going on about Charlie Ward and this, that and the other. And now... you know, because there's all division going on. Division between him and, is it Corey Good, who I don't watch anymore. Corey Good? Corey, whatever his name is, and David, I can't see chat, David, whatever his name, he does the Blue Avians and all that. I used to be, and they do talk about number 17, or David did, but that doesn't mean that everything he's saying is right or whatever, because there's people in the You Know Who community 17 that are shills. I'm not saying they are, I'm just saying I don't watch them anymore. But she was saying something, and I went in and said something, because she was sort of saying as well, all this Q stuff, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. Well, that's a load of bullshit, because we all know stuff is happening. People choose not to look and research properly, that's up to them. But what I wouldn't say a problem with. Anyway, she was going on about a video which I went to check out, so I'm glad I watched it, with a channel called, and I still can't see what anyone's saying, Seeker of Truth, who's English, and he had, I think he had Jordan Saver, and obviously I know who Jordan Saver is, if that's the right name, if I'm saying it right. Oh no, there was one with Jordan Saver, and then there was one with the interview with Charlie Ward's son. And it was Charlie Ward's son. And you really need to go and listen to it. So I'm going to go back to my channel now, because there is things that Charlie Ward have said that you just think, that's a bit dodged. And they did show clips of things that he's said, a bit like, what's his name? Jim will fix it. And just slips of the tongue that he said. But what does my head in? What infuriates me, whether he is good or bad, if he is a shill, or he's just believing some of the stuff, you're putting a bad name on the Q people. Because the only one thing that's never sat right with me with Charlie, sorry to say, even though I've been on his show, is that he always said he's working for Trump. Trump knows who he is. And they even show the cufflinks on there, which you can buy on eBay anyway, and it's only he got them. And the biggest one was when he said about his son and Justin, if anyone saw it, he said, I know he was signaling to me because he said, news just in. News just in. He thought that was a sign to him, and I was like, no. All this stuff, all the intel he gets that he talks about, I've spoke about on the Q codes. So it's like, what? And also, the biggest thing as well, hi everyone, the biggest thing as well is, even though they were quite good on that show, a guy did come on after. He was like, all this stuff's not happening, you shouldn't be following this, you shouldn't be following that, it's not happening, these things aren't happening. It's like, maybe you don't research enough deep because your mind's not open, but it was the point of, Q has put codes out that are even, what's the word, miscoded for us to not get everything, because they're not going to let the dark side know everything either. So even though we all speculate, oh, this is going on, and things have happened, because future proves the past, you only have to look back to see those things have happened, and people and this, that and the other. But some of them, we were always told, be careful who you follow, and there's no comms outside Q. So when he's been saying, I'm getting this information off the Q team, well, you couldn't have been, because there's no comms outside it, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So that's the only thing that I sort of go, yes. And this other lady off the other channel, The Pursuit of Happiness, she was calling out Corey, whatever his name, David, can't remember his name, the one who does the Blue Avians, and even Charlie Ward and JCK, which I've been a bit like, but the Charlie Ward thing, because it is going about, I just thought I wanted to put my 2p piece on it, because like I said, I've been on his show, a lot of people have been on his show. It doesn't mean that anyone on his show, everybody's bad or this, that and the other, but there are a few things where people think, yeah, future proves past, yeah, but the only thing that did me head on that show that I've just said about with his son, which was good, I suggest you go and watch it, was it doesn't mean they know everything, because they're obviously not into the conspiracies. They say, all these conspiracy truthers, well, that's being seen right now. And they also said, just to put it out there, with Mr. T not getting in and Mr. B getting in, oh, well, Charlie said that Mr. T was getting in. There again, they don't know about number 17 and everything. Mr. B was meant to get in, even though we wanted Mr. T to get in, but it's the way it had to play out, so people could see what Mr. B was all about. And I know most of you in my chat understand, because Mr. T is coming back. It was the way it was meant to be. We would have loved the world. I was talking about this someone at a party yesterday who's awake in my area. We were sat in the corner talking, like mad conspiracy theories. And it was like, we all wanted it to be seen that Mr. T did get in back in January or whatever it was. But it wasn't meant to be like that, because the military are in control. And the military brought him in. It has to play out this way. That's what those sort of people, who I'm not saying are bad people, don't get. You know, but because we were always shouting and screaming, yes, he was going to get in, and even I did that, and then he didn't. I'm not the person who, I didn't, hi, King and everybody, I didn't fall off the path though. There's a lot of people, even in the number 17 realms, and Mr. T, that fell off the wagon and started screaming, because yes, we were saying that he'd get in, but we knew there was either one way or another. It was either that way or that way. So when it went to the military, I was like, genius, of course they'd do it that way. They're not going to do it the way we thought it would go. One, think about it. They'd go after him even more. There'd be more like, I mean, it's genius. But a lot of people fell off, because there's a lot of people that just follow people. They believe everything they're saying, and it's not saying that they're bad either, but they don't do the research themselves. That's why I'm pretty calm with what's going on at the minute, because if you look back, future proves the past, it's all there. But some people don't want to do the work. They don't want to look back. They don't want to do a bit of digging for themselves and question everything. That's what it's all about. And I'm not saying Mr. Ward is this or that. Just like he says, all will be seen, and the people will be seen for who they really are at the end of the day. But I don't watch him anymore. But I just wanted to put that out there, because I have had stuff thrown at me because I've been on his channel, so people assume that I'm bad or I'm a shill or I work for the FBI or CIA, which is hilarious, because I've had that chucked at me before, because they were talking about that. But then they were calling, no, I think Charlie was calling them, saying they must work for the FBI. See how all this stuff goes on? It just confuses people. It's dividers. We know the great divide's going on. So I just sort of had to put my big 2p piece in there. I don't trust Charlie Ward or Sasha Stone anymore. Yeah, I'm starting to see some people that I did like, so I can hold my hands up. I'm not bothered. That I'm like, at the beginning, Sasha Stone, I don't know. I don't watch him anymore. That's that. I just don't watch him anymore. Charlie Ward, there's just things that don't add up. But who knows? Like I said, they're all going to be seen for who they really are anyway. Like number 17 said, be careful who you follow. But I just think there's lots of people, even in a good group, there might be somebody there that's latching on, that's trying to sway something somewhere else, if you get what I'm saying. Or they will latch on to the good people maybe to get info or whatever, or try to cause a division in that group. We all know that goes on. Some people need to come with a trigger warning. Yeah. So I'm not trying to like trigger anyone in chat about that. I'm just saying, if you don't think that, that's fine. I'm not really bothered because I don't watch them anymore. And there's even people that really do idolise that person, and there's still a few people I watch, some ladies that still go on his show and stuff that I like. It doesn't mean that they're bad. I think there's a lot going on, but they did also say as well, maybe he's just really into the believing whatever. I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is, yeah, that show that I just saw with his son does make sense because he stumbled on some of his words about Top of the Pops and certain little things where I've picked up on this before. A lot of people I've talked to behind the scenes have picked up on it. My dad picked up an age ago, everyone going, there's something not right. Like he always says, he's in with the Mr. T. He's in that group, you know, and he got sent his cufflinks, but they just proven you can buy them off eBay. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. And even the other lady off Pursuit of Happiness, she was saying about Michael Jaco. And I don't watch them anymore, funnily enough. And I'm not saying these people are or they aren't. It's just, I think it was Indigo Ray's was saying the other day, it's funny how these people have gone up, the channels have zoomed up, but there's still some out there that haven't been taken down yet. I've been taken down twice, and my channel's small. And I'm not talking about it all the time. They're still there. Speaking the words of, I get done off YouTube when I put something in my title, especially if it's to do with 17 and Mr. T. So, and like I said, if anything does go off here, whatever's going, Rumble, that lot, I will try and go over there. But I do believe censorship is going to stop very soon. And I do believe in the next, a lot of people saying 4 to 6 weeks as we go into August, the boom, boom, booms. People say, and this is where people get mixed up. They go, they've been saying this for ages. Nothing's happening. Just like the lovely Paul Boys said, nothing's happening. Now, I like Paul Boys. Oh, and they were also talking about, they were also slagging off Simon Parks. And I'm not saying anything because I don't watch that show. I used to watch it now and again. Like I said, I'm not concerned because these people that had Charlie Ward's show on this guy, he's probably got a good channel. I'll have to check it out. It's not saying they don't know about certain truths, but I just think in some of it, I don't think some people on there are awake to the other in-depth stuff that's going on. But that's personally just me. And I'm not really concerned with all them people at the minute of who's who and what's what, because I'm just like, I'm just doing my thing. And, you know, watching what's going on, being an observer. Because in this life, it's either about you experiencing something or you're observing it, and that's what we do. So what I'm going to do now is, while I'm having my tea, I'm going to sit here and drink tea. We're just going to listen to the lovely Paul Boys, so I won't be able to see anybody in chat. You might not have seen this because they have tried censoring him on Instagram as well. So I'm just going to go over and see if I can find this video. Yeah, we've got Robert Ham, we've got everybody in there. So I can't see anybody's comments, so I'm going to see if I can go find this. Because I love it when he does the whole, when people go, oh, there's nothing going on, nothing's changing, the world isn't going to change. I can't stand when people say that. It's like, okay, nothing changing. Right, so I've got to try and find him now because it just sort of disappeared. And then I got him talking to a friend yesterday and I managed to get his, right, where am I? Managed to get back on his thing because they're shadow banning him. Surprise, surprise. Right, let's see if it's this one. Is it this one? Got to try and find him now. It's 1 minute. There he is, Paul Boys. So I'm just going to play. I might hold it up a little bit and then I'll put it down. Right, this one. Oh, wait a minute.
Click the little bell for notifications, because what Instagram's doing to me now is not only the shadow banning me, so I won't ever appear in your feeds unless you're very interactive, but it seems that if you're not very interactive, I won't appear in your feeds. I've had people now tell me that even when they type out my name in its entirety, unless I'm following them, I won't come up.
Yeah.
And also, I can't even believe Instagram doing this. They're unfollowing some of my followers. So I've noticed I keep every day getting, the social media's building up. So
what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get my tablet, then I'll be able to see what you're all saying. Right, it should work. So play that and listen. See the chat. It's weird not seeing the chat. So let's have a look. There we go. Right. So start again. I'm just going to play it and see what you're all saying. So I'm just going to play it. I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to play it. See what you're saying.
Can you please click on the notification bells? Can you please like and share and interact with us, guys? Because I've started to notice a lot of truthers with big platforms, much bigger than mine as well. They're not coming up as frequent. Got to go and find them. So we've got to work together amongst us all now to stick on those notification bells. Even if you've shared the information, sharing it from another truther's platform will ensure that they don't disappear, because that's what Instagram's trying to do now.
Hi, David's Calf, Soul Family, Vicky. I'm going to give you all a shout out after anyway. Just listening to Paul.
And believe me, the next 2 months, the truth community, all those that are seeking justice, truth, and just want to wake the world up, the next 2 months are going to be our biggest months. I know a lot has happened in 18 months.
I think this, I know there's a lot of people who say, you keep saying that, nothing's happening. Those sort of people, just like he's going to say in a minute, they're people who don't research, who don't know. It doesn't look like there is, if you're watching MSM, but there is loads. Apparently Mr. T was meant to have said the other week, and interviewer asked him, what you doing next, blah, 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 blah. He said, tune in. And he went, what do you mean? He went, tune in. And I thought, ooh. We all know he's coming back, because we all know with the thing where you put your tickets in that made Mr. B look like he'd won, we all know that's bullcrap. So we know what's coming back.
Sharing it from another truther's platform will ensure that they don't disappear, because that's what Instagram's trying to do now. And believe me, the next 2 months, the truth community, all those that are seeking justice, truth, and just want to wake the world up, the next 2 months are going to be our biggest months. I know a lot has happened in 18 months, but these next 2 months are, I'm so excited. I hope you're all excited. And can I just say, because I still see people come on my feed that are all for justice and pro-democracy and supporters of the truth movement, still worrying. turn off the BBC,
Still
turn off the
worrying.
mainstream media, and if you can, turn off those people that are, nothing will ever happen, nothing's going to happen, this has been designated. Bore off with your negativity. Hi guys.
Right, sorry, I keep taking it back to the beginning. Yeah, those people are always like, nothing's ever going to change. Nothing ever's going to change. Can't see anything. Like he said, bore off. It's negativity. It's a negative energy. I've had that before. Nothing's going to change because it's always been the same. Yeah, it was, but no one's seen this happen on this level ever because the change is here. You know, a lot of us know what's going on. Well, I don't mean we know because we don't know. We do know we don't know. We know something great's coming. We all speculate, but we all feel it because it has been in the prophecies and so on and so forth on that side of things. But the people who are, nothing ever changes. I hear that in my vicinity and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, nothing ever changes. What do you think's going on now? It's like, God.
Believe me, the next 2 months, the truth community, all those that are seeking justice, truth, and just want to wake the world up, the next 2 months are going to be our biggest months. I know a lot has happened in 18 months, but these next 2 months are, I'm so excited. I hope you're all excited.
Whoop, whoop.
And can I just say, because I still see people come on my feed that are all for justice and pro-democracy and supporters of the truth movement. Hi guys.
Sorry, it's just gone back to the beginning. And I just pulled a card out. And this is what it looks like, right? This is the Four of Cups. We had this the other day. People are sat there and they're too busy looking over here. Well, she's like, I'm not really seeing anything going on. Probably because you're listening to mainstream media. But you see the cup next to her that's been given to her here. There's something being given to her by spirit. And with this lovely rainbow energy coming in, there's something new. But because this person's too focused on looking over there, I'd say mainstream media, they're not seeing what's going on behind the veil, behind the scenes, the things that are changing. You know, as I've said before, if it's not changing, why are people stepping down from certain positions? That's never happened before. All around the world over the past so many years, they've been stepping down, found dead, resigned, whatever. You know, and this whole thing is a theatre, but it's with the white hats because they're in. They're showing the people what they need to see because that's the only way you can wake people up. If you've not noticed that in the media where you're thinking, oh my God, all this stuff's coming out and that's really weird and that's mad and even that's a joke. It's like they're showing the people. How daft do you have to be to not realise what's going on? Don't mean anyone in chat. Of the amount of stupid stuff that's going out lately where it's laughable. Where you're just like, and people still say there's nothing going on. And it's like, because you're not looking in the right place. Or you're too busy in the woe is me and there's nothing ever changing. I'm going to look at these people over here who are always bringing us down in lower negative energy and they're always talking about the negative and nothing's going on. And it's like, oh my God, people.
Great, I love it. I'll leave it. Turn up. Still. Worrying. Turn off the BBC, turn off the mainstream media, and if you can, turn off those people that are, nothing will ever happen, nothing's going to happen, this has been said to me. Bore off with your negativity. Yeah. Comments like that now, if it's a healthy debate, great, I love it, I'll leave it. If it's someone saying nothing ever happens, boom, blocked. Just because
Tower falling.
What you've contributed there means jack shit. You're unbelievably negative and I don't want that energy on my feed. And you can't see what many others can see. Is that this is now well and truly over. The only reason there's a perception it's still alive is because it's not in the mainstream media and there is.
And as my cards are always right, we've got the tower again. People's towers feel like they're falling down. You feel like your world's falling down. People's worlds feel like they're falling down when they're going to find out the truth. Dark night of the soul for the world. That is happening. We had this again the other day, Three of Swords. You feel like your heart's being pulled in so many different ways. You're in pain. Cut these cords free. Because I tell you what, the Devil card, the devil card. It's just a material. It's just a material world. It's got the puppet strings, but you choose to be a puppet or not. It's all about choice. And this is also, when people do start to see the truth, I think a lot of people are going to come over to the side of truth and light. And they're not going to go in their ego, because a lot of people will be in their ego who won't want to move from it because they had to be seen that they were right. If I'm wrong, I will admit I'm wrong when all this comes out, whatever way it happens. I'm not bothered about that. But yeah, too many people focusing on maybe what's being put out by media and believing it, not really looking, not really questioning everything. Maybe looking over here because they always want you looking over there. Tower's falling. It's falling for people in lives. I'm seeing it around me at the minute because that's how I see it in people. You choose to be in pain or not. Just like he said there, everyone's worrying. Keep yourself in a higher vibration with the stuff you're observing at the minute. You're not getting caught up in it all. I've always said from the beginning, you're being aware. You're allowed to see. You're allowed to go and watch things. Some people go, no, you don't like. You can watch what you want to watch. Don't get too involved, because you've got to keep your energies high for what's coming. It's your choice. It's your choice to sit in pain. It's your choice not to choose to go and research or question everything, which a lot of people did. Because when we went into lockdown, that was a tool for the people who were at work to be at home and to look around their environment and change it, and also do the research and the questioning with all this stuff going on. The people who've just sat there and gone, I'm not interested, whatever, I haven't had the time. Yes, you have had the time. Because if you're saying you've not had the time because you're getting your tea and you're sorting the kid, and then at night you're sitting there watching Coronation Street or watching the news, you did have time. You had time. So just saying, I'm getting a bit fired up.
Little dumbasses walking around with masks on. So if you focus on the mainstream media and focus on those dumbasses, of course it's going to knock your confidence and faith. Switch them off. Ignore them. Disengage.
Yeah.
It's falling to pieces. Rapid time now. You're going to see a mass avalanche now. You've already seen not just the Z-listers anymore. A-listers are coming out. The Britney Spears thing, accompanied with Paris Hilton, and many others are going to start exposing the dark secrets.
Because they can.
MK Ultra.
Because they're free to.
There's the audits now that are going to be. Hi guys. Hi guys.
All this is coming out. You know, some people can say it's distraction, because I thought, well, some of it could be. But these people will be able to speak because those fractions are not in control like they were. They are speaking out. That's why you've seen Britney Spears talking out with someone else who I thought was a bit dodge. But then again, I have said before, these people have been brought up in these families. I was just watching Ricky Gervais again last night when he did the Golden Globe Awards. You know what? I mean, we know this, but I had to throw it up on Facebook and say to people, look at the celebrities' faces when he's calling them the P word, when he's going at them. Brad Pitt sat there nearly choking. He was like, ugh. And because they're all actors, they're all there going, oh shit. Look at the worst one's face that you could tell was Tom Hanks. He was like, what? Oh my God, I can't believe he's saying this. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we've seen all this, we know, but it's just like, and people say there's nothing going on.
Of intel, you wouldn't do it. We've all been guessing. And
that's it. This is a bit that what I'm trying to mix in with the whole Charlie Ward thing that I was saying at the beginning is you're not going to get intel, and the intel is mixed up. Even though we feel like we've been getting the dates right or things right, we haven't, because there is disinformation in the intel, because the dark side are watching as well, the deep state, whatever. I mean, even on the video I watched before with the guy in it with Ward's son, that was good, but they were even sat there saying, what was it they were saying? There is no cabal. Are you having a laugh? They were saying there isn't any such thing. I was like, right, okay then. But that doesn't mean that I don't like them people, because everyone has a different perspective of it. Maybe they've not got into that bit of it, you know, whatever. That doesn't really matter to me. But we all know that side will be watching the codes, so they can't put everything in and they'll twist things up. Because if we're watching it, they're watching it. I just don't get what people don't get. It's so hard to. It's not hard, you know. Call me Dolly Daydream a bit dippy. Even I understand it, and that's why I don't freak out. That you really think they're going to put everything in there because they're watching as well. So that means that you'd know every move they're making on the chessboard. I don't think so. It's like people using noggin. Like, what?
You've already seen not just the Z-listers anymore. A-listers are coming out. The Britney Spears thing, accompanied with Paris Hilton, and many others are going to start exposing the dark secrets of MK Ultra and Pedo Woods.
And this is where people have got to get prepared that don't believe in it.
Very, very soon. And mark my words, although Trump is playing the game because what they've done, whether you prescribe to white hats, QAnon, or any of those things, whatever, your General Flynn's and all those guys have not been giving accurate heads up of intel. You wouldn't do it.
No.
We've all been guessing, and it's been fun to guess and trying to piece
You don't do that in a war. We're in a war.
Purposely throwing us as well, because in throwing us, they're actually throwing the enemy.
Yeah.
So, even when Trump's saying, I meant...
Even when we've talked about it, maybe when I've spoke about when I used to do my videos more on that, and other people, we've got things mixed up, which is great in a way, because if any of the deep state do watch, because they do, they're looking at what we're all saying, and they won't get the truth either, in a sense, if you get what I'm saying. It's the greatest plan. If anyone gets what I'm saying. That's why we always got told to sit back and watch the show. This has already been dealt with. It's theatre. But anyway.
Make a run for 2022 for the House, or I might make a presidential candidate for 2024. Mark my words.
Mark mine as well.
He will be back in. Some are
saying
July.
Cards.
My money's on August. I hope it's July, but he's going to be back in this year.
What?
Trust me on that one.
Yeah, trust me as well.
100%.
Yeah.
I've never been more confident right now.
Neither
than
me
when I was
as well.
Before,
Me neither.
The disappointment
As
of
you
January
know.
10th inauguration.
Yep.
So, there's a lot to celebrate.
Ooh.
The Nuremberg trials, Germany, coming soon. They can't keep living it. Whistleblowers left, right and centre. Trump has announced he's going to be doing something next week that's going to tackle big tech.
Big tech.
Big tech are going to come tumbling to the
Censoring.
knees with the Article 230, so censorship will end.
Censorship. Woo!
And I imagine new platforms are going to be launched soon anyway, just to bring them totally to their demise. And there's so much to celebrate, and you don't even have to look hard. Get excited now, but as well as get excited, get organised. I keep saying this time and time again. We are moving into uncharted waters.
We are.
Unprecedented
Watch the
times.
water.
Any of the naysayers and those negheads that keep saying nothing will ever change, it's always been this way. Nobody alive today has ever lived through an empire collapsing. And all the information we've got on empires collapsing is the mainstream history books. And trust me, and I'm well read on this, and I know many others out there, truthers that have been doing this for a long time, the true history of what we've been taught is way off the mark.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got a lot of people giving their sixpence based on their life experience of this lifetime, mainstream news fed to them by the BBC, mainstream history fed to them and programmed into them through corrupted educational system, governmental systems. And if you're listening to these idiots that have the conscience is so low, which then means their openness to information and truth and insight is very low. And if you're listening to these people, no wonder you're lacking faith and confidence that everything's going to be okay. So, ignore them, switch off from them, they know fuck all. And to be perfectly honest, all I know is good will prevail, God will win, and we're about to move into unprecedented times, yes, but for me, very exciting times, because what I envisage happening over the next few years is a complete collapse of politics as we know it. And anyone that's been following me on Facebook for several years will say this has been coming. I've said politics as we know it is going to collapse because I'm a spiritual man. I'm a man of God, but I'm a spiritual man, not New Age spiritual. Not to be confused with that. For me, a lot of New Age spiritualist people are no different from the people that are.
And that's why I've said before, it ain't just going to fall like that. It's going to be over the next couple of years. You put the right people in the right areas, then it starts changing or gets rid of, whatever. It doesn't all collapse at once. The world would never cope with that. It wouldn't happen. The world would fall down. That's why I said there's a Tower card. Now, I'll just play a little bit more.
Worshipping false idols like Satan. They're not in alignment with God whatsoever. And anyone who tries to tell you we are all gods.
Spark.
Because if we were all gods, the world wouldn't be in such a fucking state, would it? We're all an aspect, a spark of God. You all have a bit of God inside you because you're from creation. You've been created. But then with free will. So for anyone, just as a rebuttal, because I keep saying, if God was this, he wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah,
God
Leslie.
was to intervene. If God was to literally come and clean up all the mess for himself, that would intervene with free will.
Yeah, because it's a free will universe.
The whole point of this physical plane, unlike many other physical planes that exist, is that we have complete free will. The real reason.
And that's what this card stands for in my eyes. The devil is putting his hand out. Do you want to be a puppet? There's a puppet. He's puppeting the people there. You choose. You have the choice. Some of these people who are celebrities now have someone born into it. You have the choice to go for the greed, to go for the deception. You know?
The earth is in such a shit state right now, with pedos in high places and these satanic occults running pretty much all of the governmental systems, the pharmaceutical industry, music industry, entertainment industry, all of it, mainstream media. It's because we, myself included, humanity,
all of us,
have allowed it to happen.
All of us.
We
no one say, oh, I didn't. You did. All of us did.
This is because of
and then we woke up.
And our ignorance.
And now we want the
and
change.
Because we've not cared enough. Because we've only cared about ourselves and not the vulnerable and not the children of this earth. So, you and I and the collective human race have an opportunity to correct that. And it's whatever resonates for you. If it means that this is as much as you can do is turning up to the rallies with your placard, do it and own it. If you feel confident enough, intelligent enough, articulate enough, passionate enough, any of those things, to run for an MP, local mayor, or some kind of movement, do it. Be a leader. Now's the time to step up. If you want to set up your own independent newspaper in your local town and villages to express the truth, do it. Now is the time for every single human being to align themselves with their higher self, with God, following their heart and go, what can I do? What can I do to contribute? What can I do? Because if every single human being does just something, a little something.
Anyway, I'm not going to play that all day. There's not much after that. Yeah, exactly, Karen. Does something. I know I've been doing something on here, and I'm not going to shy away from that. I know I've been doing something here. That's what I've realised for a few years now. I've helped people on my channel with the 17 stuff, whether people are not into it. Some people fell off because they didn't like it. Some people don't like to hear the truth. I'm not saying I've got everything right. I have had times where I've been in the ego, anger and all that a few years ago. But I know I've helped people. I know one of my gifts is I help people to stay a bit calmer, maybe find something that you're into like art or something like that when I'm showing my art and calm. Basically just trying to help people have a space on YouTube, holding a space for you guys to all talk to each other. As I was talking to someone at a party yesterday, said it was so difficult when I woke up a few years ago and I couldn't talk to anyone around here. and I'm so glad I've got my wife because she's awake, but my other friends I can't talk to. We were talking in the corner about it, going, it's coming soon, do you know what I mean? And it's hard because we've been ridiculed, and but I know I do this on my channel and have done that on my channel, and I'm proud of myself. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. That isn't being egotistic. That's saying I know what I've been doing. How do I know? Because you lot tell me so. You know, and you lot keep me sane as well. So we've been helping each other. So even if it's only been a handful of people that I've helped maybe stay calm, maybe go and research something, good or bad, whatever, but just helping you stay in that place where you're all coming into chat, you're all speaking to each other, you show so much love in chat, all them hearts and everything, you all speak to each other, you all say hi, we get the odd trolls now and again. You know, knowing that there's people trying to keep people calm while this is going on. Well, not even, the storm hasn't even hit yet, do you know what I mean? But as long as I can be on this channel, I will be on this channel. If I have to go to Rumble or somewhere else, I'll go there if this goes down. So always just know the name will always be the same, Dolly Daydream. So you know you can just go and check and see if I'm on one of the platforms. I'm not looking yet. I can't be bothered. No, that probably sounds a bit whatever. I do believe censoring is going to stop. But if I do go down, because they are watching, because it's the second time they took me down, and I'm on a 90-day probation, apparently, just know I'll go elsewhere, and you'll have to come and find me. But I will say as well, what was the other thing? Oh, I think there's 2 people who give me a coffee donation for some stupid reason on my PayPal to go and email someone. It doesn't take me to my email, so I couldn't say thanks to those people. They look like new names. I don't know if they were new or it's someone in chat or they just watch anyway. Thank you to the 2 people. You'll know who you are. You did it recently. Thank you. Because I haven't got a super chat anymore. You took that off me. But Effie has put in, if you want to make a coffee donation, use PayPal. Check the live chat, and Effie Kiwi 717 has put it in, so thank you. You can go live on Rumble these days. Yeah, I was asking someone, do you have to have so many subs or can you go live straight away? Does Rumble take you down? I've heard of Rumble and something Foxhole or something. So I will get a look. I'll get round to it, but I am doing other stuff at the minute for something I'm doing. But like I said, the whole thing with the Ward thing, Charlie Ward and other people, is like, the only thing with Charlie Ward and some other people is when they put dates out. And the biggest thing, what I was just talking about at the beginning with Ward, was when they're going on about the Nazara thing, even though I've spoken about it, but when they've actually put dates out and they're telling people to stop paying the council tax and all that, and apparently, I don't know if this is true, some people have done that and they've got themselves in trouble and they've been left with nothing. I don't know if it's all dividing. I'm just saying, I do think something seems a bit off with all that Ward stuff, and I know people are sort of dividing on it, but then again, I'm not really that bothered because I don't watch that anymore, and I'm just, like I say, I'm not bothered because I believe in the end we are going to see who was who, what was what, as he says, or even who may have just got a bit confused or taken down a bit of a deceitful path, not for any fault of their own, but all getting confused, because I think we all have been. I'm not that bothered about it, but I just wanted to bring it up because it was interesting that it was his son. Now, some people could say maybe his son's just saying that. It was a good video, and it has brought things up where a lot of people have gone, why did he say that? Why has he stumbled over his words? The only thing that annoys me is, if he is, and he always has the cue in the background, that annoys me because that takes it to people who really don't like number 17 and think it's all a psyop, will think it is because of people doing that. Where I say, number 17 is only a psyop if you get stuck down the rabbit holes and you don't come out, and all you do is go around screaming and shouting at everybody. Because as I said to a friend yesterday, you go through all those stages and then you come out a calmer person, and you really have to pull back a little bit and look at the bigger picture. Doesn't mean that that's not going on, it's not real, but if you're in them holes and you're not coming out, and you're in certain holes that are getting you depressed and fearing, then yeah, it's a psyop. Because you're not coming out the other end. I went down and came up, went down and came up, went down, came up. I didn't stay there. And to me, that's a difference. Yeah, well, the whole chat I was talking about, you might have to watch from the beginning, Sal. It was about Ward. And someone said something about Simon Park. So this is what I mean. I don't know. There is dodgy things, but then you don't know if he's got him in his ear and that in his ear, and people say they're getting this from me, because I hear things that some of them say and I'm like, no, that isn't. And then they'll say things about, so I'm not saying they are or they aren't, I'm just saying it was interesting, some of the things, but like that's why I'm just saying at the end of it all, you don't know, just like Solar said, if people have got people in their ear trying to say, oh, it's this, this and this because they're seen as spiritual or whatever it is. So it doesn't really bother me because I don't watch them anymore. I'm not out of a bad way, I just don't, because I'm doing things and I've narrowed it right down. But the fun thing is, I still keep saying, we're going to see, just like Ward says, we're going to see who's who and what's what in the end anyway. Who was working for that side, who may have just got a bit confused, which is fine because we don't all know everything, and it is hard anyway. And the people who do sit behind the keyboards, who don't speak out on the channels, and I don't mean anyone in chat, I'm just saying, if you've never done your own YouTube platform or whatever platform and you don't speak out showing your face, you know, to the people who don't show their faces, it's not easy. So you can get a lot of stuff. It's not easy. So the keyboard warriors can sit there and say what they want, because they're the first people that would probably never get up and say anything, would never want their faces seen, and would never get up on camera and just put their what they believe is going on. So, you know, it takes courage to do that, and to do with whatever you believe in. So like I said, I'm not really saying yes he is or isn't. Yes, there's been things said. I'm sorry, it does make me think, well, but I'm still on the thing of, we're going to find out anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I haven't been watching a lot of F8 with Mr. T, but I know that he said, stay tuned, keep tuned. Well, we all know what, yes. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, everyone has a part to play. Yeah. I swear I saw JFK Jr. behind Syria. Yeah, well, Tracy, JFK Jr., I'd have to look at the new rallies that are coming because he's always been there. I've seen him in 2016. If you anyone's newish to the show, I used to talk about Mr. T, Nikola Tesla, JFK Jr. I've done a painting of JFK Jr. that's dated 2018. Saw him at the rallies, did videos on it. If they've not took him down, because they have took a lot of number 17 videos down, by the way. That's what I took off for the other week. And yes, he is. I believe he's alive. And yes, he has been behind Mr. T, and he's had many disguises as well. You'll never guess who you've been talking to. If you didn't know, JFK Jr. was into makeup for filming, but not, I mean, prosthetics, you know. We know you can have your face changed and stuff. What I personally believe is going on at the minute is everything to do with Mr. B and all that is theatre. They're being paraded around for the world to see. Before it's like, you know, they're just showing the world. They're not free. I don't believe they are. But, like I said, I'm okay with whatever's happening next. It's fine. Yeah. Dolly Daydream, #1. Michelle Fielding, Spiritual Coach, #2. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Robert. I don't know what you're saying there properly. I don't know if you're new to my channel. Michelle Fielding. Do I know Michelle Fielding? I don't know. But the thing is, I think what I'm going to do is, because I've got to get on with my work doing my stuff for my jewellery stuff, is, yeah, the UK has been ascending. If I've got time, if I'm not doing anything tonight with my fella, I may come on tonight because I need to do a chat again about this whole thing, the spiritual movement. By the way, my dreads are starting to come out. I think I'm going to take them out. I'm going to take a few out and see what's going on. I've took this one out. My curls. I'm thinking of taking them out. I'm thinking of, the energy's just like, oof, I just need to, I might talk about that tonight. But before I go, yeah, you will get that to get you to go there. And my son, who's 21, is getting a text every day, and I'm like, just ignore it. Ignore it. They're trying to push. So we know they're going to try something. I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm observing. So we've got mastery. We're supposed to be mastering our mindsets. We're supposed to be mastering our life. The key to mastery is mastering your conscious realms. We are having liberation. Maybe something big's going to happen on July the 4th. I'm supposed to be doing something on July the 4th, actually, but I don't know. Liberation is coming. That's also liberation of the mindset. So many different ways. It's liberation of Earth, America first, and the world. Liberation of your mindsets, because so many people are not liberated. Here is the biggest thing. They're in a prison of their own mind. We've got assurance, #10. Assurance, and she's holding a little plant in her hand. The growth. We are going into new growth. We are going to be bringing in a new world, but we have to work together to do this. The new world, the consciousness, new world isn't we're jumping onto another realm or planet or whatever you think we're living on. It's a state of consciousness. We all go back to love. We all go back to helping each other. We all go back to caring for the kids. We all go back to stop being coming away from being selfish. The world will be heaven on earth, because that's what we're bringing in, which that was the picture I did a while back. I just found this today. It says in the middle, heaven on earth, and it's women, because there's a lot of feminine energy coming in with the nurturing, the assurance. Spirit's saying there is assurance that this is coming, the blue there. The assurance that you are going to start seeing things more than the people saying, nothing's changing, I'm not seeing anything. Right? And I always want to put a date on it as well. And then we've got focus. And I love this because it's the, what you call it, I've got an bow and arrow. It reminds me of, says focus, the girl in the Phoenix in the film that we sort of say they are, the elites and us, in the, what's the film called? Hunger Games, and she has the arrow and she blasts it up to the the sort of Matrix dome, breaks it all comes crumbling down. Yes, and it's a woman. But focus on, it's time to focus on you and what you love to do that raises your frequency, but also the focus of humanity, as in, just like Paul said and a lot of us say, service to others. I know me being on here is a service to humanity. It has been. I don't care if people, I don't mean anyone in chat, laugh at that, because I have got haters out there and trolls. It's like, well, I have been doing a service, and even if it was just a handful of people, I know it's been more over the years. I've tried to be a service to others, to help them, because you helped me too. It's been hard when you can't speak to people about certain things and you want to speak. If you can't speak your truth, it makes you feel ill. And then I get the people in the chat who are lovely, new people as well, setting up a little chat room community where people can communicate, because if you can't communicate through your throat chakra and it stays in your body, you will end up ill. So we have to communicate whatever our truth is, and your truth will change. So tonight, you've helped me wake up. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I'm not saying everything I've said may not be the truth, as in we may find things that are mixed up and all that, but I try. But I try to come with my experiences. But what I'm going to try and do tonight, if I'm not doing something with my fellow and it's too late, because we've had a bit of a tiring weekend with something that's going on with a family dog, I'll try and come on tonight if I've got enough time. If not, it'll be Tuesday or whatever. But if I'm on tonight, and I'll let you know before I come on, you won't get a notification. I want to come on and talk about the letting go, having a new tool, letting go of that, moving forward, because I feel like I'm going to be moving again. I don't mean moving house, I just mean letting go of stuff. Hi Revel, and this is a bit like why I feel like I need to take my hair out. Just releasing, and how we're allowed to let go and move forward. Even the spiritual stuff, some of the spiritual stuff, it's like, what? I'm seeing this and this, so there might be something, I'm going to have to write this down, there might be something tonight that I think may trigger some people with what I'm going to speak about as well, because I'll leave that for tonight. But it's going to be a repetition, I'm going to say it now, of it's what's right for you, not others. So, as long as it's a good intention. So, I'm going to go, because I've got to get on with this stuff. I just wanted to come and have a bit of a blah, because I was seeing all that going on. I've heard loads of people talking about it. Like I said, please go and check out the channel that I said. I don't know if anyone can put it in chat. It was, like I said, I was listening to a bit of The Pursuit of Happiness. Sometimes I like what she says, sometimes I don't resonate with it, because I just see some people don't think it's important to research some stuff. That's fine, but some of it I do, but that's fine. And then, so I watched that, and then I watched the one with the Charlie Ward's son. And I'm not saying it's the God's honest truth, but I'm just saying it was interesting because people feel like that. But like I said, we will find out the truth behind everything and everybody anyway. Like I said, I don't watch that anymore anyway. So it was a channel called M Seeker of Truth. you know, everyone's just trying to find truth. So to me, there's truths and untruths in everything everybody's saying. So yeah, Seeker of Truth, and it was Charlie, Ward's son and friend part 2. I just watched the part 2 one, but yeah, it was interesting. So I just wanted to shout that out because I do feel a bit like that, but in a sense I'm not really bothered because I don't sit on the end watching somebody and then, if you get what I'm saying, cling on to every word they say and then worry if they're not on. It's just like, I just find my truth and I'll take snippets of things and think, yeah, I resonate with that, but I don't resonate with that. It doesn't mean that if someone I liked said something and it didn't resonate with me, that the whole thing's like, oh my God, I don't like them now. It's like, well, we'll see, but I know that doesn't really resonate with me, but I'll take the piece that does and I'll leave the rest. So yeah, people seem happy in chat. They're always happy in this chat. Have a fantastic day, must go. Yeah, never more important time, Linda says, to use your instincts. Exactly. And if you would like to make an energy exchange or a coffee donation, as we'll say, Effie has put my PayPal in there with the information there for PayPal, just to let you know. But yeah, so I'm going to go and get on with some bits, and then hopefully I'll do a video at some point this week showing you what I've done, some bits and bobs. If I manage to do, I can't get this on my head right now because I've got dreads in, but just decided to crochet a hat and it worked. So if you want a dolly hat, we'll see how they come out. And I'm going to go, but I just felt like putting it out because it was sort of playing in my mind. But like I said, it doesn't mean there's nothing going on. There's shitloads going on. And I reckon, just like Paul said, the next 4 to 6 weeks, now, really, from now, I think what's going to be coming out is they're not going to be able to report on everything because I think it's just going to be boom after boom after boom after boom. That's personally how I see it. And that's why I say to you all, please make sure you're all right up here. Maybe you're finding something to just settle you down, like I said, crocheting or some sort of hobby or something, or getting out. As I always say, because you're going to need it. I was sat at a party yesterday, me and my friend were talking, and we were just like, wait till this lot find out, who don't want to believe. They want to turn a blind eye, as I said before. They don't want the bubble bursting. Well, it's going to be burst. And we're going to be the ones, I said, that are going to build these people up. And even my friend said, and he was a guy, by the way, he said, you know, I think we were put in places. I think we were here to wake up, to be in the places because we came to do something. I said, exactly. Yes, Elmo. Hi, Elmo. So I'm just going to do for you all the self-care cards before I go. Yes. Yeah, get grounding before the storm, people. Make sure you're having... That's why I got a sty in the eye the other day. That's gone. And I ended up with this spot here, and I thought, I need to get some early nights. I can never get to sleep till 1 o'clock. It's mad. But I need to, because I keep saying I need to... I'm normally quite calm because I'm always doing stuff, but I need to reserve my energies for what's coming, and that's what I suggest for everybody, really. Not getting too caught up in the divide of the arguing. Like I said, you can go and watch stuff, but, you know, don't get too caught up. We're allowed to look, because it is the most amazing time to be alive right now. You know what I mean? So, you know, but like, we don't want to miss things. But, yeah. And I do believe as well, more information will come out the big booms in August, and you know who, when the schools are off school and it's the summer holidays, so the kids are out of schools, if you get what I'm saying. Oh, sing, yeah. Yeah, we go on. Oh, there we go. That one's turned over. So we've got sing. Make a meal. I'm going to be talking about making meals tonight. Hopefully, if I'm on tonight. Sweet treat. Well, singing is a great form of lifting your spirits and higher vibrations and healing. So find the really good ass songs. I think I was watching Soulology yesterday. I can't remember his own. He actually shouted my name out about something because I was saying, have you heard the song I Am Light by India? Can't remember her name. It's beautiful. I have put it up on my community page before. sing. Get some singing in people, sing out loud, find some really beautiful, heart motivating songs. Make a meal. Make a meal. Going to be talking about meals tonight. Make a meal, something that feeds your soul. When you're making a meal, getting tingles again, when you're making a meal, put your heart and soul into it. It'll taste better whatever it is with the frequency on it, whether you're a meat eater or not a meat eater. Sweet treat, you're allowed to treat yourself sometimes, and you should treat yourself sometimes, and you should be taking all the time to a lot of self-care. Self-care. I know I never got to do that file thing because I've just been doing too much with self-care, but really it's just stuff that you like. But can't put out there the importance of self-care at the minute because of what's coming. Self-care. So you're in a good place. So Flinter went, yeah. Yeah. And then that song comes in now. 'Cause your love is lifting me higher. Ooh, higher. Higher and higher. 'Cause your love keeps lifting me. Oh, it keeps on lifting me. Oh, it keeps on lifting me higher. 'Cause your love's lifting me. Not a singer. Dolly, you said on Friday you were going to talk about your journey and what you were going to be doing. Something like that. Yeah, I think it's going to be tonight. Like I said, it's a bit of a shift again. I'm going to be talking about my journey again from the beginning because some people haven't heard it and where I'm up to now because we're forever moving, so it's not going to be the same. Some bits, but other things that I've gone, maybe I need to try that because I don't think that's working for me. And that's what you've got to do anyway to see what works for you. So, yeah. Hopefully tonight, like I said, if I've got some free time, I'll come on. If not, it's going to be another day in the week and I'll have to let you know. But I'm hoping it's tonight, Monday Moon Day. Everything changes but you. I still love you. Right, where are those? Don't know where are those cards? Oh, they're here. So, yeah. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, so anyway, I better go because I've got to get on with this stuff. I'm just making excuses now. Not to, but I need to. So, thanks all for coming in. Hopefully I'll be on tonight at some point. If I'm not there, that just means it'll be another day. And whatever. And we had a great reading from the cards, and I'll just see what's at the bottom. Yes, Queen of Swords. Thoughts, things that are coming in, being the queen, king of your thoughts, seeing from a higher perspective, because that's what we're all trying to do. Not what we're being told, not what the mainstream media is being told. We're looking at what's going on, but she's pretty calm up there. She's not letting things aggravate her. You know, it's just like, right, we're observing. She is the observer of her realm. Bird in the sky, high perspective. So, yeah. Yeah, we are the army of truth, exactly, David's calf. So, yeah, have a wonderful day too. So, everyone who's come in, I'm not going to read the names off, I'll be here all day. But thank you for coming in. And anyone who has made a donation, and they did the other day, thank you very much. I just couldn't email for some reason. It's done something on my phone where I can't do it. It's weird. Or not weird. And I will see you very soon. I'm about to press that button to go off and it's over here. So, see you soon.